Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever, and wherever you may be listening to us, you have your ears locked into the Caps Locked and Chair Shots podcast. My name is Everett Keene. I am your host for these festivities. And joining me as always, he is the muscle of the podcast, future wrestling champion, and voice of all of Southeast Asia. He is the one, the only, the Jaime.
What's up, wrestling fans? I'm here.
And also joining me, he is my arch nemesis, my tag team partner, and my very best friend. You know him from all around the internet, but you can only find his wrestling stuff right here. He is the real Danny D, Danny Bananas.
What's up, El Luchadoro?
Yes, for those of you that are watching, I am currently wearing a mask because I am not comfortable with how I look. Anyway, we have a really big show for you guys today. We're going to be
We're
taking...
not comfortable with how he looks either.
Shut up, Dan.
Okay.
Anyway, we have a really big show for you guys today. We're going to take a break from what we've done in the last couple of shows, and that is the fantasy stuff. We promised you WrestleMania 3 versus WrestleMania 17, and we're going to get to that eventually. But as for right now, we're going to do what we've done in the past, and that is current event stuff. So that being said, gentlemen, let's begin with your one big thing from the last 30 days.
My one big thing from the last 30 days is definitely the Roman situation.
Absolutely.
It seems like it's thrown a big loop in all of creative's plans.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that a little bit a couple of weeks ago. It's one of the more heartfelt things we've seen in a long time. Those retirement days are always terrible, and that was not easy among any of them. Jaime, give me yours.
My big thing is the controversial WWE Crown Jewel. The entire pay-per-view.
We're going to get to that here in a minute. And my one big thing is the fact that we've actually recorded 3 shows in 2 months. We may be back on a schedule.
Yeah.
We'll yeah. No. All right. Jaime brought it up. Dan, I'm going to start with you first. What are your thoughts on Crown Jewel?
Interesting. Trips get hurt. Triple H gets hurt is
That's
what I'm
better.
trying to say.
There you go.
5th time. Hooked on phonics, everyone. And then we have the HBK situation where he says, maybe I should have stayed retired. And then Taker and obviously Hogan's return. It was a very controversial show, all in all, not to mention there was a lot of controversy behind them still going to Saudi. So we might be back in the Attitude Era from a standpoint of controversy.
Nah, buddy, we'll never be back there.
Just because Hogan's back?
No, I mean more from the standpoint when you think about what they used to do back in the day, there was a lot of controversy behind it. And this is probably the most political controversy that we've had in the WWE in a really long time.
Yeah, fair point.
Jaime, what are your thoughts on Crown Jewel?
It's actually
Well
there
put.
actually some surprises, like Shane McMahon becoming the best in the world.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to explain that one to me.
Yeah, and Brock Lesnar winning the title.
Well, now, hold on. To be fair, Shane McMahon is 1/3 of the best in the world because The Miz is the other 2/3 of the best in the world. We saw that on SmackDown, but there was another pay-per-view that happened since the last time we talked about current events, and that was Evolution. Jaime, give me some thoughts.
I'm speechless. All women's pay-per-view, all were hot, all were smoking in that pay-per-view.
I thought it would be Dan, the one that would say that, but it's obvious Jaime doesn't have a girlfriend. Daniel, besides the attractiveness of the women involved, what do you think about the show?
I want there to be more. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was well produced. A lot of good matches. I thought that there could have been some better in-ring work, but can't really complain too much about that.
Better than Charlotte versus Bliss? Oh, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch?
Daniel.
What did you say?
Can it get any better than Charlotte versus Becky Lynch? We need you to pay attention.
I couldn't hear him. His internet cut out on me.
Oh, no, it didn't, because it recorded on my thing. Pay attention,
But I
Daniel.
couldn't hear it.
Just pay attention. Answer the question.
Okay, at least you know the question.
Hold on. I need to talk to my lawyer.
No. We passed the arbitration on this. That was a year and a half ago. Almost 2 years ago. Answer the question, Daniel.
No, I don't think there's a match that can get much better than that.
Thank you. Can we move on?
I've already moved on.
Fair enough. Speaking of moving on, because that happens in wrestling, Hulk Hogan returned. Does this give you any hope, Daniel, that we'll see any other returns?
A la CM Punk?
I didn't say his name.
No, I did.
Oh, okay. Well, does it give you hope he may come back?
No.
I mean, Hogan's done some pretty just god-awful stuff.
Hogan wanted to come back. I don't think Punk does.
I mean, nobody wants to come back, but they still do.
Hogan wanted to. There's no way Hogan didn't want to come back. Hogan loves being the center of attention. There's no way that dude didn't want to come back.
Okay.
And the money. It's the money. For Hogan, it's always the money.
I mean, you have the divorce that he has with the alimony he's got to pay. But he owns Gawker, so really, is he hurting that much for money? I mean, is he? But
well, he already had money back then. But
well,
look what he did.
Okay, fair enough. So since we're all in agreement that CM Punk is not coming back, right? Bueller.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan still silent. Anyway, if CM Punk does come back,
That's my bad. My mic was muted. We're in agreement.
Okay, so since we love playing the fantasy game because we like to, pretend things are going to happen that will never happen. If CM Punk does come back, will we see AJ Lee come back with him?
That would be great to see, but the odds of it happening are less than likely.
Speaking of things that are less likely to happen, Des Bryant just signed with the Saints.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Wow. I'm telling you what, sports has gotten crazy here the last couple of days. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But now we're going to take a little break, as the show is probably going to be a little abbreviated today. We're going to do the hot girl of the show, but this time, since Jaime wanted to bring up just how... Yes, Jaime's picking the hot girl of the show.
He cannot have my bit. I will mute him. He cannot have my bit.
You get his bit.
I don't want his bit.
I don't care. Jaime, who's the hot girl of the show?
I already sent this in our group chat. I already sent some past pics on the group chat, and now she debuts on SmackDown Live. I'm going with Nikki Cross.
Excellent choice.
No, it's Nikki Cross with the way Alexa Bliss looked on Monday night.
Also an excellent choice.
Well, Alexa Bliss could look like that even on her birthday. We would still like Alexa Bliss even on her birthday.
Just to be clear, I would not have gone with Alexa Bliss this week as the running joke that it always is. But boy, oh boy. Yeah.
I mean, my girlfriend hates the comments that I make about the female wrestlers, but even she said, damn. And, I mean, but then again, she also said the same thing about Mandy Rose, who is not a bad pick either. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of...
I would love to have Anna on here one time. Like one show, not for wrestling, just for like a variety podcast. I would love it just to have a conversation with her about, because she seems like the type of chick that would just straight up be like, yeah, she's hot, absolutely.
Yeah, and then she's also the same kind of chick that would say that when I agree with her, I get punched in the face.
I mean, that's your issue, not mine.
Yeah, well.
So so this is what we're gonna do. Sometime soon, we're going to have you set everything up on your end to record. And we're going to let Anna run the podcast.
She won't do it. I've tried. I tried to replace Jaime a few times with her, and we did practices, and she doesn't want to do it.
I mean, that's a complete upgrade. You can let her know I said that. Actually, can you yell that to her right now?
She's not home.
Oh, call her. We can wait.
No, I will not. No. This is going way off the rails, and I am not comfortable. Speaking of not comfortable,
I can't wait for her to listen to this one.
Those of you that are watching us on Twitch notice that this is happening. And that is because for my real job, I had to shave my face. And I am nowhere near comfortable showing this. But this mask is hot, and it's itchy, and I fucking hate it.
I wish you would take the mask off.
Well, it's coming off. Ugh!
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta fix that hair really quick.
That's about as fixed.
Oh, that's actually a lot better.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I want to know what he's going to grab. Oh, look at that. What a bunch. Oh, I thought you were... Wow. Perfect time to grab the hat. The merch hat. And you grab a Browns hat instead.
The merch hat is locked up because the merch hat is going to be redesigned because the hats that we have with this bright shiny logo are for crew only. The hats that we're going to be selling will have a different logo special for those of you that watch us right here on Twitch. If you'd like to get a hold of that, you can message me. I will let you know when those hats will be for sale. There's your pitch, Daniel. All right. Let's move on since Jaime disappeared. Let's play one of our favorite games, and that's called This. One day I would like to get through something without Jaime just chiming in at an inappropriate time as I'm trying to talk. Apparently, that day, not today. All right, we're going to play one of our favorite games, and that's called This or That. Daniel?
One of your favorite games.
Well,
yes.
You're going to start with this one. It appears on SmackDown we have a budding feud, and one that I'm pretty excited about, between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. So my question to you is who wins?
Mandy's getting the push.
You think so?
Yeah. Absolutely. The reason why is because Sonya Deville is probably is a better in-ring worker. But what does Mandy Rose have that Sonya Deville doesn't? She has the looks. What is Vince like in his female stars?
Big boobs.
Why did Eva Marie stay around for so long? Because she was hot. I think, and now I'm not trying to compare Mandy Rose to Eva Marie because Mandy Rose by far can outperform Eva Marie on any night, anywhere, anytime, any place. But
well, to be
she
fair,
she has the looks. She could be, to put it in essence, if they push her hard enough, she could be the next Nikki Bella.
That's filled with double entendres. Jaime, do you agree?
Absolutely. I was waiting for you to take that bait.
Jaime, do you agree?
No, because I was supposed to say Sonya Deville, but what the image that was painted on her, because she kept jobbing back when they were on Raw, and now that they're on SmackDown, I think I agree with Dan.
Now,
You're going to make Mandy Rose like the Alexa Bliss of SmackDown Live? Sorry about that. Go.
No. You're fine. That was me interrupting you. That's my fault. Are you guys missing maybe a connection here? That perhaps during the next Superstar shakeup after WrestleMania, we see the 4 horsewomen of UFC and the 4 horsewomen of NXT together? Maybe?
Didn't you just say last show that that's never happening? I suggested that when we were predicting Evolution.
Jaime, one thing you fail to realize is I don't believe the words that are coming out of my mouth 85% of the time. And I like to do this thing called double talking, where I say one thing one week and say the other thing the next week. That way I'm right at least 50% of the time.
Yeah.
You're kind of wrecking my shtick here.
That's what he always does. He always says something and then means something else and then says something else and then means something else after that as well.
Okay, let's move on. Who cut a better promo? Jaime. Was it Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch?
And Jaime's gone, so I'm going to answer this question. If you look down in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen here, you'll see that Jaime is frozen. So Ed, I'm going to go ahead and answer. It's bottom right-hand corner, my bad. I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. And by far, it was Ronda Rousey. Once again, the reason why Ronda Rousey cuts these better promos and it seems like it's better is because I don't expect it. I don't expect her to spit the fire that she does.
Fair enough. I mean, it comes down to the thing, would you rather be...
Thank you for the follow.
Would you rather be the baddest bitch in the world? Can I say that on Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather be that, or would you rather be the man who's really a woman? And is the whole... I know somebody said it on the SmackDown broadcast, but is that whole I'm the man thing a dig at Charlotte too, because of what Ric Flair's trademark was?
Could be.
Makes sense,
I don't
right?
think that feud's dying anytime soon.
I hope not.
I think that one is I just got about it. I think that one's gonna be good for a while. Give me 1 second here, Ed. Alright, we're good.
Okay.
I had to turn off my alerts. I just got about it somehow.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but okay. That's cool. It's a Twitch term, I guess.
Yeah. I'm sorry, where was I?
Yeah, we're moving on. Because Jaime's back now. So, Jaime, this question's for you. Who's a better champion? Ronda Rousey or Becky Lynch?
Definitely Becky Lynch. Because the in-ring ability... Well, Ronda also has in-ring ability, but the mic works way better for Becky Lynch.
Really?
Like, Ronda, she still has to practice delivering in a way that she's not reading Vince's script. But for Becky Lynch, it looks not natural, especially now that she's a heel.
Do you know the other reason why Ronda's promos are better?
Why is that?
Do you know who writes them?
Paul Heyman?
Yep.
Total stab in the dark there.
Interesting.
Very much so. All right. Daniel, would you like to rebut that? He says Becky Lynch. Do you think Ronda Rousey's a better champion?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Because we expected Ronda to become champion. We didn't. I'll be honest. I did not expect Becky to win
again.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to get the belt. I didn't expect the heel turn, to be 100% honest. I'm glad that there was the heel turn, but I wasn't expecting it.
Fair enough. You know, it's pretty interesting. Who are the 4 horsewomen of NXT?
Shayna Baszler.
Okay.
NXT, sorry. NXT, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, Sasha.
Okay, and now out of those 4, up until the last, 3 months that Becky got her push against Charlotte, it could be argued that 3 of those 4 have been grossly underutilized. Am I wrong there?
That's right.
Okay, fair enough. Well, since we are 1 behind everything, hey, kitty, who is a better champion? AJ.
You're good.
Okay. Who is a better champion? AJ Styles or Brock Lesnar? My answer may surprise you. That'll be on the other side of this short break, as we are now, once again, going to pimp our merch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have merchandise for the Caps Locks and Chair Shots podcast. If you would like to order a shirt, hat, or vinyl decal for this show and help support something that costs us money that we make absolutely none of, please feel free to DM one of the 3 of us on Twitter or give Dan a holler on Twitch, and he will get you in contact with me, and we will do whatever we can to get you the right sizes, colors, and proper merch so you can rep the Caps Locks and Chair Shots podcast. All right. I want to hear from you guys before I give you my answer. Jaime, let's go to you first. I just want a name. I'll do the explaining. Who's a better champion? AJ Styles or Brock Lesnar?
AJ Styles.
Daniel?
AJ Styles.
Yeah, both are wrong. And let me tell you why. Yeah.
I expected that.
Yeah. No. I know you guys did. It's Brock Lesnar.
Why? Why? I need to hear your idiotic answer to this.
Well,
why?
For one, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I mean, plus, think about it. AJ Styles has a big following in the wrestling community because of his stuff in TNA and his independent stuff, right? And now he's the top guy in the WWE, and he's arguably one of the best wrestlers ever and today. But Brock Lesnar has that crossover appeal. Everybody knows who Brock Lesnar is, whether they're hardcore Vikings fans who knew he wore the number 69 and was cut on the final cutdown day of training camp when he was trying to be a defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings almost a decade ago, or whether you know him as the knockout artist who put Kimbo Slice into a freaking coma, or at least it looked like that way, and who run roughshod over the UFC. Brock Lesnar gets the eyeballs, AJ Styles keeps the eyeballs. The WWE is losing fans left and right, so they're trying to reach out and grab some more of those quasi guys who, oh yeah, I used to watch wrestling back in, the 90s, back when Stone Cold Steve Austin was big, and oh, holy crap, Brock Lesnar's doing this? Well, I don't remember him from the Octagon, so I'm going to tune into Monday Night Raw. Granted, it's alienating a bunch of their current fans, but Lesnar's the one that's going to put more of them kind of wrestling fans in the seats when Raw comes to town. AJ Styles is going to put those hardcore fans that were going to buy tickets anyway in the seats. That's my 2 cents. I am not wrong. All right. Who is a better character, period? Daniel Bryan or The Miz? Daniel?
Oh, The Miz.
You think so? Better than Daniel Bryan?
Better character?
Yes.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan's a pure wrestler. I mean, Daniel Bryan's okay on the mic. His promos are passionate most of the time. They work very well for him. But The Miz is a character. The Miz is a full-on persona. It's not a real person. So where Daniel Bryan, I believe Daniel Bryan in the ring and on the mic is close to the same guy outside the ring.
So you're saying Bryan Danielson and Daniel Bryan are the same person?
I hate you.
Jaime, do you agree?
I actually agree with Dan. I like The Miz better, gimmick-wise, better character, but Daniel Bryan feels like an overdone underdog character. It's not. I didn't buy it the way I bought Chris Benoit's story or Eddie Guerrero's.
Whoa! Who is that?
Eddie Guerrero?
No, the other one. We don't know who that guy is. That guy never existed. You can't even find him on the WWE Network. What are you talking about? Who is that guy?
I'm just speaking gibberish. Sorry, I was referring to Eddie Guerrero.
Oh God, I hate you, Ed.
I know. But one thing I want to show you guys right now that are watching on Twitch TV. See this piece of paper right here? This is a script. That's what I wrote earlier today. And it's basically a run sheet of what we're supposed to do. And under this little line right here that says this is what we're supposed to be talking about, it says argue, not agree. And yet, the two guys that I host this show with cannot seem to follow simple instructions.
Hey! I got it right here, buddy. I got it right here, okay? Look, you can't see, but yeah. I'm holding it up. You can go back and look at the stream later.
I will not.
I've got it right here up on my phone.
I have it here on my monitor.
I'm looking at the physical piece of paper.
You wanted Jaime to go first, but he didn't start talking, so I just went first so we could keep going.
Yeah, well, that's because Jaime is terrible at his job. Anyway, sorry, bud. It's the truth. If it hurts, take an aspirin. Anyway, let's move on. Who is more underutilized in the WWE? The guy that we have all forgotten was the United States champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, or the guy that we have pretty much forgotten was the first ever Universal Champion, even though his reign lasted a grand total of 23 hours, in Finn Balor. Who is more underutilized, Jaime? Nakamura or Finn?
I think Finn Balor. Because part of it is because he can't take himself seriously. Like, steaming with Bayley and riding with it like He's also a hugger. Where's that Finn Balor that we once loved in NXT New Japan? That's not the Finn Balor we see on social media.
Well,
he doesn't really take him seriously to get that type of push. Unlike, let's say, a Seth Rollins that posts workout pictures all the time on social media, something like that. Somebody who seems like he's working towards, becoming the top star.
Okay. Daniel?
I mean, it's tough call because of the simple fact that this is a hard one to argue.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Has Nakamura been a world champion?
No.
Has Finn Balor?
Yep.
Have they both held mid-card titles?
Yes.
Have they both held tag team titles?
No.
Okay, so on one side you have Finn Balor, who's held some gold, and you have Nakamura, who was close, but felt the need that AJ Styles' family jewels were more important than winning matches.
Man, here's the thing, though. Like, I see where you're going with this. They're both extremely underutilized. Which one's been underutilized more? I think you got to say Shinsuke. When I really sit here and think about it, I think you got to say Shinsuke because that Japanese market,
Yeah, I mean, who was the last big Japanese star that the WWE had? Tajiri?
Funaki.
SmackDown #1 announcer.
I mean, probably Tajiri.
Was that racist? I feel like that may have been racist.
Can you not say racist? No, it was not racist. You were just quoting it.
Okay, I mean, but the WWE really hasn't tried to hammer that Japanese market, though, since, what was it, Yokozuna or Hulk Hogan fought Antonio Inoki or something like that. That's really the last time the WWE has made an attempt in Japan, mainly because of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, you think about it, since, you say we're back in the Attitude Era, what was one of the big, most recognizable things that Japanese wrestlers did during the Attitude Era? I chop it to PP. Remember Val Venus? They were gonna. I mean,
Val Venus.
Yeah, the big Valboski. I miss that guy. Where is he?
He sells a lot of weed now.
Does he really?
It's sort of like an RVD now, except the WWE doesn't want him back.
Or he owns dispensaries.
Oh, this opens up so many possibilities. What if they bring back Sean Morley and Rob Van Dam, the 420 brothers? It's going to be legal almost everywhere. They could make a killing. WWE co-brands marijuana as a legal drug? Forget it. Vince would make money. Let's move on.
It's rated PG-13, not R.
I mean, it's talking about... It's going to be the same thing as talking about caffeine. Literally, it's going to be the same thing. Give it 5 years. It will be the exact same thing. It'll be...
Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's a different conversation for an off-Twitch topic. All right. Last one before we move on to the next thing. Who wins Survivor Series as a whole, Daniel? Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown.
You say Jaime, before we go over the teams, which we don't know a lot of thanks to Raw being a complete cluster, who wins, Raw or SmackDown?
I'm going with Raw.
Okay, so we're going to bring up the teams that we have now, and let's see what we got. So, Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch. Rousey, right? Yes, no?
Yes, she's getting protected.
Okay.
Yes.
Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura. Rollins?
Probably. That's a really tough one.
I mean, you think
Rollins can take that loss and he'll be fine. Nakamura is I forgot he was the U.S. champion.
We all did. Okay, so I think we all know which one this is headed to. Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles. Actually, you know what? I don't know. Who wins?
last time this match happened in Survivor Series, Brock Lesnar won. I think the smart thing to do would be to have AJ win.
Okay.
Yeah, get his revenge.
But I have a feeling it's going to be Brock.
Fair enough. Okay, let's move on. Team Raw, which still has 2 spots open, but as of right now...
Someone's knocking at my door. I'll be right back.
Dan's getting fat and happy, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jaime, right now we're 2-1 on Raw. You say Raw is going to win. Team Raw is Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, 2 other names with Baron Corbin in their corner versus Team SmackDown, which we know is complete, with The Miz, Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, and Samoa Joe. We assume Kurt Angle is going to be one of those 4, one of the 5 members of Raw, right? I mean, that's a safe assumption?
Yeah, he's back in as an active performer, so makes sense.
Okay, so...
Kurt Angle, and let me guess the other one. Can I throw a wild guess?
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun.
Jaime, you can't sing. Who is it?
Jason Jordan.
No.
Father and son to complete the team.
No. What is Dean Ambrose doing? He's not...
The screw set?
Well, he's not anywhere on the card. He's not in a tag team. He's not going to be in the women's championship match, so kind of makes sense here. Maybe to put him in there. I mean...
He can, but yeah, it will make more sense putting him there if Seth was on the team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You'd think somebody with that much recognition and somebody that is that much in the main event scene, you'd think he'd be in that card somewhere. We need Dan's input on this. As soon as he gets done paying for his dang crab cake, we'll get what he thinks. So you're saying that Raw's going to win this one as well, right, Jaime? To make it 3-1? Yeah?
Yeah, Raw's going to win.
Okay, so that leaves us with the Women's Survivor Series match. We basically know what Team SmackDown is, kind of. It's Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and either Mandy Rose or Charlotte versus Team Raw, who we have no idea who it's going to be. If Team Raw wins the men, SmackDown has to win the women, right?
SmackDown has to.
Hey, Dan's back. Thanks for saying you're back, doofus.
I'm back.
Okay, so who are the 2 members of Raw that we're missing here?
I literally just got back.
Okay, so we have Dolph, Drew, and Braun. There's 2 members still TBA. We know Kurt Angle's probably going to be 1, so who's number 5? I'm saying Dean Ambrose. He's saying Jason Jordan. Who do you have?
Jason Jordan's done. I'm pretty sure Jason Jordan is retired.
Okay.
No. I'm optimistic that he's going to return. If not Survivor Series, he's going to return.
You know who I think it is? Lashley.
Ooh, that's interesting because that also brings Leo Rush into the mix. It'd be interesting to see.
Leo and Corbin?
I think it could be one of those. Angle's one of the spots, and then he feuds with Corbin, and he says, well, we'll each pick a guy for the 5th spot. Corbin picks somebody like, I don't know, give me a name. Any name that would associate himself with Baron Corbin. Oh, Bobby Lashley! Thanks for contributing, guys. I appreciate that. And, I mean, they were kind of buddy-buddy a few weeks ago, and then the guy Kurt Angle picks, maybe it's even Jason Jordan. That would make sense on Jaime's deal. Corbin screws over Jordan, Lashley wins, Leo Rush and Corbin high-five. Now Raw has 2 guys in their corner, where SmackDown does not. That's how Team Raw wins. Nefarious reasons. Am I out of the ballpark there, guys?
No, you're not. You're not out of the ballpark at all.
Okay. Now, we already heard Jaime's take on it. Well, not really. Team SmackDown, we have Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and what we can assume is Charlotte or Mandy Rose. So, who's on Raw? Like, who do we have?
The Bellas, are they both technically on Raw?
I think. Are they both technically wrestling?
I think so. I mean, but you would have, like, let's just say the Bellas are on there. Alicia Fox, Mickie James. These are Alexa Bliss's friends.
Okay.
Bailey, Sasha, Ember Moon, Nia Jax.
I don't know.
Natalia.
Tamina, I guess, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
You forgot the Riot Squad. Why not?
Yeah, that's right. Liv. Wow, I'm blanking.
Well, let's assume that the WWE is going to go the anti-SmackDown side with Raw. So, who was Carmella's biggest foe? Did she have one? Maybe Alexa?
Maybe Alexa, but I don't know if Alexa's cleared to wrestle, too. That's been something going around, too. Apparently, she's injured.
Yeah, concussion, I believe. Okay, so Carmella's neutral. Who was Naomi's biggest rival?
Ember Moon.
I would have given that to Asuka, but okay. So Ember Moon's in. Sonya Deville. Maybe do we see Mandy Rose jump ship over to the Raw squad when Charlotte beats her in a qualifying match? Keeps that feud going. Maybe
that would be interesting.
Okay, so who was Asuka's biggest rival? Be Charlotte, but who else?
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta say Asuka's biggest rival if you're looking at it like that. It's gonna be Ember Moon.
Okay, so
why would you say? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Why would you say that Ember Moon is Naomi's rival? And if can you actually, before you answer that, because we are on Twitch, can you type that in chat really quick? Because I feel like I know the reason why, but I just want to verify it. Can you type that in chat?
I don't think I need to.
Oh, I know why. Oh, it just hit me.
Can you type that in chat, please? I just want to verify. Can you type that in chat?
You know why. Because it was mentioned in Mandy Rose's promo. You know exactly why. You know. Anyway. Okay, so we're all in agreement Ember Moon's in. Yes? Yes?
Yeah. She's got to get a push in. She's got to get a push in.
Okay, so, and we're going to assume Mandy Rose jumps when Charlotte gets in, right? Fair?
Yeah.
So that leaves, okay, let's say Mandy Rose is not in, and she just screws over her SmackDown team. Okay? Fair enough? Fair enough. Okay, that leaves us with 4 spots left. Now, Bayley and Sasha, because why not? And the Bella Twins. That should round out the roster, right? That all makes sense?
What if we make one of each? Like, for the Bella Twins, it's gonna be Nikki. For the team of Bayley, Sasha, Natalia, it's gonna be either one. For the Riot Squad, you have Ruby Riot. And then you have the fixes, like Nia Jax and Ember Moon.
Here's my thing. I think Raw's getting heels. Because you have Alexa Bliss as the team captain.
So then,
that
Mickie
would be
James,
the Riot Squad and the Bella Twins. They're the top 5 heel women that come to my mind on that show.
I don't know. I think we may see the Bella Twins interfere with the Ronda Rousey Becky Lynch thing.
That's possible.
It would further that feud. It would give Becky the win and still protect Ronda. See what I'm saying? Becky still gets the bragging rights. Ronda Rousey furthers her feud with the Bella Twins.
I'm not gonna lie. It just hit me that it's the disarmor versus the armbar.
I didn't get it until you just said it.
There's pretty much no difference. Yeah.
That should
There's
seriously.
There's a complete difference in the 2 moves, Jaime.
Yeah, the big
Disarmor.
difference. Bro.
Yeah, there is.
It's bending.
Both an armbar, different technique.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. It reminds me of, when you used to create your wrestling character on like SmackDown or SmackDown versus Raw 2006, and it used to ask you if you wanted to flip the move horizontally. Seems like that's the same move, it's just flipped horizontally. I don't know. Maybe it's
That's a good point. It's but I'm not. I didn't hear both. Yes, I did. Never mind.
Anyway, let's move on because I think we've spent enough time on this. The AOP, the Raw Tag Team Champions, with Drake Maverick, will take on The Bar with The Big Show. Talk about a contrast to sizes there. Drake Maverick's, 115 pounds? Big Show's probably around 390. I mean, he's looking pretty fit.
He's gonna get ragdolled on this. Drake Maverick.
Yeah, he's going to be... How many announce tables get destroyed here? Over under 1.5. Over under 1.5.
Announce tables?
Yeah.
I'm going under 1.5.
Okay.
You said 1. I was going under.
Fair enough. Who
That's
wins?
Gonna be way early in the show for an announce table to break.
I think this could be one of them palate cleansers before we get to the main event. But who wins?
I'm going with AOP.
Daniel?
Yeah, I'm going with AOP too.
I can see it. Sheamus and Cesaro are largely irrelevant, and they're on SmackDown, which tag team division outside of the New Day and the Usos is largely irrelevant. So, hey, guess who just came in, guys? It's Anna with food. Do you want her to be on the show?
No.
Nah, she said
Yes.
no.
Yes, I did say that, Anna. I
He
did
did.
say that you would be a huge upgrade from Jaime.
Yes, it's true. We're trying to replace you with Jaime.
You're trying to
Dan
replace
meant
Jaime with
upgrade in
me.
size.
Yes, well, I'm trying to replace you with Jaime. Jaime's pretty sexy.
I steer it.
That's pretty sweet. Anyway, you're making a lot of noise, and I'm trying to record a show for the 5 people that listen to us, so could you please keep it down? That, ladies and gentlemen, is why I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. All right.
Now, you were sleeping on the couch way before that, brother.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, Team Raw with teams TBA, 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 and TBA will take on the Team SmackDown of the Usos, the New Day, and TBA, TBA, and TBA. Let's fill these teams.
Is that confirmed? Is it confirmed that they're doing a...
Exclusively, right here, it'll be 8 TBA teams and the Usos and the New Day. Not to mention, this just in, from my sources, Vacant may or may not appear in the show. The longtime and most decorated champion in the history of the WWE, Vacant, could appear at Survivor Series.
I hate you.
I know you do. Anyway, do we want to even speculate on who these teams are going to be filled out by?
Yeah, we can speculate.
Fair enough. Who else is on the SmackDown team besides the New Day and the Usos? Who else is left? It's got to be just a bunch of people thrown together, right?
Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon Brothers?
Okay, so there's one. There's one other team. The fact that we're thinking this hard about things...
The Colognes?
Primo and Epico are not coming back. When was the last time we saw them? 6 months ago?
I think they're doing main event tapings.
Okay, so that was the last time I saw them because I didn't know main event was still being made. So there's 4. Who else is left?
Dude, hold on. I actually am pulling up the roster.
Hold
because
on.
I am just as curious.
Hold on. Is Matt Hardy healed?
No.
Never
Or maybe he is, but they were over. He and Wyatt were pretty much over.
Here's a
I'm
team
saying
that we didn't even think of. That
Matt and Jeff come back and unite on SmackDown as part of that team. They're the last team announced, and they get a huge pop for the first show, or for the first match of the show.
Sanity.
Ooh. But which 2?
All 3 of them.
Well, okay. So we have... Okay, fine, sure. Let's talk about...
It's going to be Eric Young and Killian Dane. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about Raw. Okay, let's talk about Raw. Bobby Roode and the little guy, what's his name?
Chad
Gable.
Yeah, sure. So they're a team. Who else we got?
The B team.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they're in. Who else?
The
fact that we're thinking this hard is an indictment on the tag
their
team division.
names, but no flips, just flip this.
Oh, the Revival.
I would say F the Revival, right? I mean, I know you watch Being the Elite, Daniel.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I can't believe I was blanking on their names.
So who else is left? What? The Good Brothers, right? They're still around. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still around.
So
Aren't they on SmackDown now?
Oh yeah, they're on SmackDown.
Okay, fine, sure, throw them in. But you guys, I've said it like 3 times now. The fact that we have to think this hard means there's a problem there. This feels
Huge
like
problem in the tag team division.
this feels like a spot where we're gonna see like a few legends come back. That's why I said the Hardy Boys. Wouldn't shock me to even see the New Age Outlaws come back. It seems like it'd be a perfect place for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can they still
Yeah.
The New Age Outlaws, can they still wrestle?
Oh, you didn't know?
You always better call somebody.
But to answer your question, no. Billy Gunn hasn't been able to wrestle since he was Cute Kip. And
What
ladies
do you
and gentlemen,
mean?
that is an
Billy
excuse.
Gunn's still wrestling. He wrestled in the last Wrestle Kingdom for New Japan.
You didn't hear what I said. He hasn't wrestled. He can't wrestle since he was Cute Kip. Part of the Voodoo Kin Mafia. Look it up, guys. It's terrible. Anyway, last match is probably the one that's going on the pre-show because 205 Live is a pre-show. Buddy Murphy, the Cruiserweight Champion, who I didn't know, takes on Mustafa Ali, and the only reason I know who he is because I played WWE Supercard, which is now going to Season 5, by the way. Super stoked. And I have his card. I'm not going to watch this match. I probably won't even know when it's airing. So, who wins? Somebody fill me in. Jaime, you're the 205 Live guy. Who wins?
I think Mustafa Ali can hold it for at least another title match. Like, let's give this to Buddy Murphy. Because Mustafa Ali's character he's more of like an underdog in an underdog show. So, he can go not champion for such a long time before finally winning it. But Buddy Murphy, he has just won it.
Dan, do you agree or care?
Just to play devil's advocate, I feel like Buddy Murphy only won it because the show was in Australia. So I think it's easy to see Mustafa Ali win this and they put it back on the face. And then this is where we can see the rise of someone like Mike Kanellis or Leo Rush to challenge Mustafa Ali for that title in another heel picture.
Mike Kanellis still has a WWE contract?
Or maybe Dan's just bitter because Buddy Murphy's engaged to Lex of this.
Lucky dude. Anyway.
Sure, I'm not the only guy in the world that's bitter about that.
Yeah, I mean. Anyway, let's move on. We're coming close to the end of the show, so we're going to do what we normally do with this or that, and it's going to be one-word answers. These will be yes or no. Dan, starting with you, will we see John Cena before WrestleMania?
Yes.
Jaime?
Yes.
Will we see Conor McGregor in the WWE at WrestleMania? Jaime?
Yes.
Daniel?
No.
Will we see him in the WWE at all, Daniel?
Maybe.
Fair enough. That's a Jaime answer. Thank you. Will Brock...
That's so hard to call because he's making so much in the actual fight game.
What's to say he can't do both? Anyway, let's move on. Will Brock Lesnar defend his whatever belt you want to call it nowadays before the Royal Rumble, Daniel?
No.
Jaime?
No.
Will Kurt Angle ever return as the GM, Jaime?
No.
Daniel?
No.
Fair enough. All right. Now, since Dan was very, very bitter about Jaime doing his bit, Dan, now you get to retaliate. Give me your fight, match, and since it's you, game of the show that we need to watch out for, let's say in the next 2 weeks.
So give me 1 second because there is one game that is coming up and I'm blanking on the team that they're playing. I mean, for example, the Ravens season is pivotal next week against the Bengals. That basically will decide whether or not if they even have a shot at going in. But another NFL game coming up. Really, any game that involves the Saints or the Rams right now is must watch. You're looking at my prediction for the NFC title game at this point in time.
And what a game did they play on Sunday? Good gravy. Dan, before we move on, I need to ask you about two of my favorite teams. What do you think about the Packers? Are they done in the North?
Done in the North? No. Done in the NFC? Yes.
How about the Browns? Do they win? Do they get to 4 wins?
As you know, I am a Baker Mayfield fan.
As everybody should be.
And I am a Jarvis Landry fan.
As everybody should
There's
be.
There's a bunch of players on that team that I like. So I want to say yes, but man, this season just turned for it took such a bad turn for them, unfortunately. I was rooting for you guys. Honestly.
You know what else took a bad turn? Football's a feat of kickers. We could have 5 wins right now if we had a competent kicking game.
Do you guys even kick extra points anymore?
It's Greg Williams. No, I don't even think he knows what's going on. And it's sad. Okay, so before I get too depressed and self-loathe myself, Daniel, we're going to start to end the show. And we're going to end the show the way we end every show, and that's with our parting shots. Since you just gave us one about the NFL, give me something else. Talk about the NBA. What should we watch for in the association?
Gotta watch to see how the Lakers play out. They're playing horrible, even with the greatest player of all time on that team. You also need to pay attention to the Bucks. They are 8-2 right now. Playing very well. Lost in Portland last night. This is a pivotal 3-game stretch they got coming up with 3 West Coast teams. If they can come out of this 2-2, I like their chances of making I like the team even more than what I already do. Ed's shaking his head here for those of you that hear us because I called LeBron the greatest player of all time, and that is facts, not opinion.
No,
that's not an insult. That is just a fact of life.
And as always, you guys can find me on twitch.tv/Danny Bananas. You can find me on Twitter at Danny Bananas. And if you guys have Amazon Prime and you link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch Prime account, you can sub to me. You will get alerts for the show, and then you will be getting some cool emotes soon. So keep that in mind, and back to you, Ed.
I didn't want to be depressed. That's why we stopped talking about the Browns. And then I always valued you as an intelligent man, especially one when it came to sports, specifically basketball. But when that dribble just oozed out of your mouth when you said LeBron was the greatest player of all time, which he is not, and it's not Michael Jordan either, by the way. You
Who's your GOAT?
Wilt Chamberlain. Dude, I mean, you want to talk about domination? You want to talk about revolutionizing the game? Bro, Wilt Chamberlain is the best ever.
As long as you don't say it's MJ, I'm okay.
I mean,
I think you can argue. I think you can argue Wilt. Yes.
Yep. Yeah,
it's such an opinion-based question, man, right? Because a guy like LeBron would revolutionize the game in any era that they were in.
Exactly. You can't. I honestly hate those questions where somebody says, "Hey, who's the greatest ever?" You look at wrestling. There's 18 different things you can quantify as the greatest anybody is ever, and you'll get 18 different answers for each of those categories. Except for maybe Ric Flair, who was pretty damn good at all of them. But you look at baseball. There's a huge difference between the eras of Babe Ruth to Ty Cobb to Stan Musial to Albert Pujols to, Barry Bonds to Hank Aaron to anybody else you want to pick. There's vast differences in all of it. You look at hockey. Outside of Wayne Gretzky, does Gordie Howe translate to be one of the best hockey players now? You can't answer that question. Is Dan Marino a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers? Is Tom Brady better than Sid Luckman? You can't answer any of those questions. And I hate when somebody says, this guy's the greatest of all time, because you can't truthfully quantify anybody as being the GOAT ever.
Do you remember Connor McDavid's rookie year?
I do.
I remember a group of people that would no one here, but I remember there was definitely a group of people on Twitter that were saying that he was going to be the greatest of all time.
He didn't even have the greatest rookie year of all time. Look at what Teemu Selanne did with Winnipeg Jets.
Look,
That was the greatest rookie
I'm
of
not
all
saying
time.
that. I was one of the people, because when I was playing daily fantasy every day, I was one of the people that called him Connor McJesus because he was like a lock and load every day and would outscore his value.
Well, yeah,
I think
that,
he's a
and
great
he's
player.
playing in one of the hockey hotbeds ever in Edmonton. I mean, a mediocre player that does kind of good is going to be a god in Edmonton, where he wouldn't be
Yeah.
noticed in Los Angeles.
Watch Edmonton lose the other night.
Milan Lucic, perfect example. Anyway,
Did I tell you I went to the Caps game?
yes, you did. How did that? I never got. What happened? Did you have fun?
Yeah,
Did they
great
win?
game. First professional hockey game I've ever went to. I'm definitely going to hit up at least one more.
I prefer
One
the
more.
ECHL to the NHL, at least in person, but that's just me. We need to wrap this up. We're getting out of time. Jaime, give me your parting shot. Something outside of the world of wrestling that you want to talk about. You got 2 minutes. Go.
Happening this Saturday, UFC Fight Night. Korean Zombie's gonna be on the card as he takes on Yair Rodriguez. That's the main event. And the co-main event is Donald Cerrone versus Mike Perry. Now, if you want some HLA and that's not safe for Twitch, it's gonna be Raquel Pennington versus Jermaine Randemy. And for my own, I'm going to plug myself. So I've just been from China last week. I just went home this past Monday. And check out my vlogs on YouTube. It's the Great JLA. But just to give you guys a warning, it's all in Filipino language. So
Thank you for the follow, Hunter.
What language do the Filipinos speak? I mean, I'm not trying to be culturally insensitive. I just really don't know. What's it called?
Well, because there are lots of dialects in the Philippines, but like Tagalog is the Mandarin of the Philippines. Like what Mandarin is to China, that's what Tagalog is to the Philippines.
Would you like to speak to the people in your native tongue? No, you already missed it.
No, because I don't know what he's going to say, and we are on my Twitch channel.
Yeah,
No.
you've already missed your chance, Jaime. When you did the yeah, you're done. Okay. Anyway,
When he went, that immediately for me meant absolutely not.
yeah. So sorry to cut you off there, bud. My parting shot is the coaching carousel is hot in at least 2 different sports. We've already seen heads roll in Chicago and in Cleveland. It's just a matter of time before more heads roll like they did in Cleveland and probably St. Louis and everywhere else. We're going to see a lot of coaches be jobless and a lot of guys get interim tags put on them. Watch what happens, especially if the Blues lose on, I think they play again tomorrow night. If they lose bad, see how quick Joel Quenneville is behind the Blues bench. Just saying, he's the winningest coach for both the Blues and the Blackhawks. He's not going to be without a job for very long. All right, since I feel the need to keep talking, if you're ever in let me try that again. If you're ever in Southern Ohio, be sure to check out the Journal and Noble County Leader. You can find us at journal-leader.com. That's for all of your news and sports around Noble County. We cover Caldwell and Shenandoah High School, plus everything from 77 to 147. That's Bellsville, Sarahsville, and on out. So if you ever need to figure out what's going on in my neck of the woods, just tune in right there. They got one hell of a sports writer, that's me, to give you everything you need to know. All right.
Just so everyone knows, Ed was getting ready to say, if you're ever around Southeast Asia. That is 100% what he was about to say. He was about to do the Jaime intro again.
Yes.
I saw it
Yes,
because
I
I heard stop, and I knew exactly where he was going. I was not giving up the opportunity to call you out on that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
well, I was going to make fun of Jaime there, and then I thought better of it because it was going to be borderline against the Twitch rules. Anyway, what to watch for, what you need to watch for, is everything heating up everywhere. October is the best time to be a sports fan, hands down. But college basketball's just started. We're on the push to the college football playoff. NBA, NHL's in full swing. We got the hot stove in baseball. We got the playoff push in football. Enjoy it while you can because we're going to start getting to them months where there's just a few things going on. And then we get to the summer where it's literally just baseball. Enjoy it.
Dude, let's talk about something baseball related. Just really quickly. Let's talk about how it came out today that Bryce Harper turned down a 10-year, $300 million extension from the Nationals.
Well, yes. And let me tell you what, one baseball insider, who I have no idea who it is because they're ESPN's baseball insider, said that there is a chance, small chance, but a chance, Bryce Harper could stay wearing red, but do it with the birds on the bat in St. Louis. A lot of chatter about it.
I don't see that happening. But we can talk about that on a different show on a different day if you would like.
That's right, because we are coming to the end of the Caps, Locks, and Chair Shots podcast. And, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you see, please give us a subscribe or follow Dan on Twitch. Follow us on Podbean and iTunes. And if you don't like it, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with the Caps, Locks, and Chair Shots podcast, I got 2 words for you. Keep listening.